I think it's pure excitement right now. Ready to get rolling, kind of enforce what I think for the culture and bringing that discipline, hard work back into the room. Ready to roll. That's really what I'm looking forward to the most right now.
Awesome, man. And look, you and I have talked about this. The fact that, man, as a wrestler at Brother Martin, you were really our first superstar. You were. Kenny Spellman was a three-time state champ, but man, you were a three-time state champ who had won the Louisiana Classic as a freshman. Everybody around the state talked about Nick Shields. For you to come now, for really full course, go to Brother Martin and then go to UNC, continue your wrestling career in college, and now make the decision to jump into coaching full time, man. What led to that decision, and what kind of motivates you?
I think being the person that I never had when I was there. I had phenomenal coaches, don't get me wrong, but a lot of that college wrestling wasn't present when I was around. So having that culture and kind of vision to have more college wrestlers into the room, I think that's one of my biggest goals, is to kind of look to these kids to build not just them as a wrestler, but as a person as well, kind of looking to do bigger things on the college stage.
Yeah, you and I talked a few weeks ago at your Sunday practice over at Mid-City MMA. The thing about you that always stood out to me was the fact that you wanted to bring the best kids in the area together on weekends. And is that going to change with you at Brother Martin? Are you still going to promote the fact that, hey, guys, go out and wrestle the best guys on the weekends, and then we'll come back here and practice as a team during the week?
I think definitely during the summers, we're going to have that culture where we're focused on the bigger stage. I think that having a mindset to look at that nationally versus just in state is very important to all those guys. I think we've always been doing that. We did nationals when I was an assistant coach at Brother Martin. Now we're doing a little bit different at a different location at Mid-City MMA, and we're getting a lot of good guys in there, a lot of great competition, and that's really what you need to build this sport up.
Yeah, I love that, Nick, because the fact is this: you can coach your team year-round, but letting those guys and promoting the rest of the kids in the state, it's only going to make your team better, right?
Right, and definitely the classic saying of summer wrestling brings winter champions, for sure.
Of course, man. So let's talk about last season. For the first time in your career, you make the jump from helping out at Brother Martin and taking a year or two kind of freelancing. Last year you went to Holy Cross, and you guys did an outstanding job at the state tournament last year. Talk about some of the things you did as a coach that really helped those guys jump up at the state tournament.
Definitely different levels on here, but there's a lot of technique that, while we have great coaches, we had a great community, it's something that if you explain something a little bit differently, maybe in a different way, a new light, personally, a lot of those kids gravitated to me, and then some didn't, and that's okay. But that culture that we had there, that was important, that we worked well together as coaches. The technique kind of flowed in between where I could help and where I couldn't help. The biggest thing that I think I brought there was game plans, of just having an idea of what you're going to go do, reminding all the kids that, hey, this is a game. You can be creative. You can reinvent the wheel to your standards, however you want to do it. And then from there, elevating those standards.
Yeah, so look, I made some calls today. One guy I talked to was James Casaban, and he had a great line. He said, well, let's put the band back together. Talk about some of the guys, a couple of the guys that are going to come back and help out with you coming into Brother Martin now.
Well, number one, Paul Klein owes me, so he will be there, definitely, 2 days a week and weekends. But a lot of those guys in the community, they're very busy, so it's being able to work with them on their schedule, getting them in there, making it convenient, networking as much as possible. So it's not just going to be Brother Martin guys. We're going to have some Mid-City MMA guys in there as well. So we'll have a bigger community. That's kind of, if we're having fun as coaching staff, I think the kids will have fun, and it's going to be a positive environment for sure.
Yeah, and look, I know I'm going to ask you this on behalf of all the alumni. They're welcome back into the room, of course.
Definitely.
Yeah, well, alumni, welcome back. And the other fact is this, and they're going to ask this: when are we winning a state championship, Nick?
Just worried about building the system right now. That'll come, but right now it's just building the system, starting the stage, having my vision created and implemented this year.
What do you envision going in as your system? How do you want to see your guys wrestle out there? How do you want to see them carry themselves out there?
My biggest goal is footwork and hand fighting. I think that's the biggest thing that is overlooked from a high school level to a college level. That's something that I can definitely bring back to New Orleans, back to Elysian Fields. I think a lot of the way that I can promote these systems that I have, it has a lot of freedom to be creative. It's not very strict in what that person does, but how they do it. So I want to create a system where they have a lot of education into the sport. They can learn as much as possible and implement that as much as possible.
Great. And look, Nick, the hardest thing to do as a coach is the technical part, getting in there, really the X's and O's every day. And I know you're superior in that area. So you've already got one great step moving forward, man. I know we're all looking forward to great things in the future. Once again, congratulations, Nick, and we look forward to seeing you back at Brother Martin.
Thank you.